Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Oh Brother Comics. Today, we're going to be going over another episode of our 10 and 10 review video. That's the video where we go over 10 books that came out this last week. We go ahead and we read them, and then we let you know what we thought about them. Well, we do this in under 10 minutes, so we only got limited time. So let's go ahead and jump right into this review. Now, to kick off this list, I reviewed House of Slaughter #1. It's written by James Tynion and Tate Bromble, and artist by Chris Sheehan and Werther Dell'Edera. This was a great first issue of the offshoot of Something is Killing the Children. We're following along Aaron, who we know quite well from the original main storyline. In it, we see that he's just about to take his test and hopefully become a full-fledged member and hunter of the House of Slaughter. In this issue, we see that Jessica has brought in a new member that is named Jace Butcher, and he is a transfer from another house, and we haven't had this yet in the storyline, so this is quite interesting. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing where they're going to be taking this and how they're going to be developing Aaron and Jace now. I rated it a 3.5 out of 5.
All right, first up for me is Merlin and Hector #1. This is of a 3-part miniseries, and this one is titled The Swineherd and the Thief. This is by Red 5 Comics and Stonebot Comics. This is written by Rodolfo Santullo and illustrated by Jacques. So first up, the art in this issue is amazing. It is an awesome retelling of the classic Merlin character as a younger boy serving as a swineherd, a farmhand that tends to pigs. This is just the beginning of the story, and it doesn't get too far into it, but already there is a mystery that definitely needs a resolution. I thought it was a good story, and I am definitely looking forward to the next 2 issues in the miniseries, so I rated this at a 3.2 out of 5.
All right, what's up, you nerds? The next book we will be talking about is Ice Cream Man #26 by Image Comics. The writer is Maxwell Prince, and the artist is Martin Marazzo. This book and this whole series is just on another level, really. There's nothing about this book that fits into a mold or a pattern. It's not a typical story, typical book. To me, in my opinion, it's purely original. Even this issue is told in an unorthodox way, like you have to turn the comic 90 degrees and stuff like that. It's just really, really cool. I was following the story pretty closely for a while. I had to get out of it. It just is like, it's a very heavy and very like dark book, and it was just a vibe that like at the time I kind of like fell out of. And to say that, I'm not taking away from the writing of this book. Like, the writer Maxwell Prince is, man, he's absolutely amazing at telling his story. I give this issue a bona fide 3.5. It's just really fascinating plot and collection of characters.
The next book I'll be going over is King Spawn #3. It's written by Todd McFarlane and Sean Lewis, and art is by Javier Fernandez. I, for one, am truly enjoying this book. Spawn is such a fun read, and if you're not reading it, you really need to be, guys. In this issue, Al, with the help of She-Spawn, Medieval Spawn, and Terry, are looking to head out to stop the Psalms 137 terrorist cell that are attacking all over the world. While Medieval Spawn and She-Spawn are out taking these groups head on, Al is headed to try and confront Kincaid, who is back from the dead. Well, it looks like Kincaid has traded his soul and has been reborn out of the evil and the darkness, and he is back bigger and more powerful than ever, and he wants to collect all the souls of all those kids who have been killed. This book is just so crazy, dark, gruesome, but such a fun story. I can't wait till the next issue. This was a solid 4 out of 5 for me this week. Again, guys, if you aren't reading Spawn, you need to. It's a lot of fun.
Up next is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters IG-88 #1. I think this is a one-shot by Marvel Comics. This is written by Rooney Barnes and illustrated by Guiu Villanova. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So this takes place after Vader chops up IG-88 into little pieces in his search for Han Solo and the Crimson Dawn in the overarching War of the Bounty Hunters story. And I'm not really sure what the point of this story was. It's almost like it's just a way to bring back IG-88 so that it could be used if needed in a future story, because nothing else happens in this issue has any real impact on the War of the Bounty Hunter story or any other story. You just get this present day depressing story of a droid who was the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy, not because they give you any specific actions that tell you he was the greatest bounty hunter, but just because you keep getting told that he was the greatest bounty hunter. So unfortunately, I have to rate this issue a 2.5 out of 5 because there just was not really anything substantive about it.
The next book that we will be talking about is Cross to Bear by Aftershock. The writer is Marko Stojanovic and the artist is Sinisa Banovic. I'm really digging this issue. This book is like Assassin's Creed meets Red Dead Redemption. You know, we got all the gunslinging, we got bar fights, and we got secret orders. The writing's really cool. It just has that Western vibe, which I really enjoy. And then, like I said, it's layered with like a secret order and things going on. But this book is action-packed. It's mysterious. I feel like it's going to be a really good thriller. I give this book a quality 3.7.
For the next book I'll be going over, we chose Task Force Z #1. It's written by Matthew Rosenberg and artist by Eddie Barrows. This book was a lot of fun as well. Red Hood finds himself leading a new task force called Task Force Z, which is comprised of reanimated villains. We got Man-Bat, Bane, Arkham Knight, and Mr. Bloom all making up his team from this Lazarus resin that was created that keeps these monsters reanimated and in line, but it doesn't really stop them from trying to eat people. Overall, I had a really fun time reading this book. It is quite enjoyable. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which is a huge plus. I rated it a 3.5 out of 5.
All right, finally, the last book I reviewed this week is Swamp Dogs House of Crows #1 by Black Caravan. This one was written by J.M. Brandt and Theo Prasidis and illustrated by Cuber Ball. Hopefully I pronounced those right too. So this issue is definitely not the exception to the hot streak that Scout and Black Caravan are on right now. The art is next level. The transition from the art style in the beginning when the year was 1865 to the art style of the present day is just amazing, and the writing is just as good. You don't get a whole lot of context throughout this issue, but it flows so well that you don't feel like anything is missing from the story. The ending can be a little confusing because you don't really see what's causing the events. So if I had one suggestion here, it would be to like have a silhouette or something of the main antagonist, just to give the reader an idea of what's really going on. This is definitely my pick of the week, and I rated this at a 4.0 out of 5.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next book that we will be talking about is Gunslinger Spawn #1 by Image. Another Western feel. The writers, of course, is Todd McFarlane and Elise Kott, and the artists, there's like a bunch of them. This issue was really awesome. First of all, the art is absolutely incredible. It's rough and it's sharp and it fits perfectly with the story and the whole feel of like what's going on. It has been a while since I read Spawn, and I know Chris has been really on me about getting into Spawn, and he's been digging the story. So with Gunslinger #1, I was like, okay, I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna do this, and it was like absolutely enjoyable. Like, I really dig this story. This is my pick of the week. Gunslinger Spawn is described in this book as one of the weaker of the Spawn characters from the Spawn multiverse. So if that's true, I've been missing out, man, because he's absolutely awesome. I give this issue a balanced 3.9. Pick of the week.
To round out this list, I reviewed DC vs. Vampires. It's written by James Tynion and Matthew Rosenberg and artist by Otto Schmidt. This book was great, and I'm really enjoying these DC monster stories. In this book, we follow Andrew Bennett, otherwise known as I, Vampire, and he has informed us that Mary, Queen of Blood, who used to oversee the vampires, has been killed, and now the vampires are free to attack the human world. Andrew has been investigating her death, and in his investigations, he's uncovered the vampires' plan to take over the world and basically utilize humans like cattle. Now, there's so much more to this story, but I only have a minute to describe it and give you my review. I hope that you're going to be going out to pick up this book because you're not going to be disappointed. This was my pick of the week. I am truly enjoying it and looking forward to where James Tynion is going to be taking this story. I rated it a 4.2 out of 5 this week. Well, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's list. I hope you all enjoyed the list we put together for you. Hopefully we didn't miss too many of the books that you were interested in, but if we did, feel free to leave us a comment down below and let us know what books we missed or what you'd like to hear from, because we'd love to talk to you about the books you guys are interested in. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting that thumbs up button, because it helps us out a lot and we truly appreciate it. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be coming out with more content every week just for you guys. Thank you all for watching, guys. We will see you all later this coming week. Have a good one.